Welcome, everyone. We are so glad you're here. Today, we're going on a journey deep into one of the most profound secrets of the Zohar, the hidden architecture, the very blueprint that sustains our entire world. It's going to be a wild ride. Ready to dive in?
So much of this starts with a single verse. The righteous shall flourish like a palm tree. But tucked away inside these few words is an entire cosmos. Just picture this for a second. Imagine a towering date palm, shooting straight up into the heavens, its purpose completely singular and focused. And right next to it, a mighty cedar, its roots digging deep, totally unshakable, eternal. And flowing beneath them, from a source you can't even see, is a river coming straight from Eden, watering the very foundations of existence. This isn't just beautiful poetry, folks. This is the master key to understanding the cosmic rule of the righteous one, the Tzadik.
And that imagery, it leads us right to this incredible question. Forget physics for a moment, forget everything we think we can measure. The ancient mystics were asking something deeper. What is really holding all of this together? What's the one, single mechanism that allows creation to even exist from one moment to the next? The Zohar tells us the answer isn't some force or a particle. It's a pillar. And that's exactly what we're going to explore. Okay, so to really get this, we need to kind of zoom out, way out, and get a top-down view of the cosmos. The mystical texts describe this single foundational principle. Think of it like a central support beam that everything, and I mean everything, rests on. Right, and this principle is called the Tzadik. Now, on the surface, Tzadik just means a righteous person. But in the language of Kabbalah, it is so much more than that. The Midrash HaNelam puts it so plainly, Vatzadik Yesod Olam, and the righteous one is the foundation of the world. See, it's not just a nice title for a good person. It's a cosmic job description. The Tzadik is the actual metaphysical principle, the channel itself that underpins all of creation. And this idea is ancient. The Sefer HaBahir, one of the earliest Kabbalistic texts, gives us this just stunning visual. A single pillar, stretching all the way from the lowest planes of earth to the very highest heavens. And its name? Tzadik. And it literally sustains the world. The text is crystal clear on this. If this pillar weakens, the world as we know it simply cannot exist. This is the crucial point. It's not some pretty metaphor. For the mystics, this is the literal, spiritual architecture of reality. Exactly. But here's the thing. This pillar isn't some static stone column just sitting there. No way. It's a living, breathing, dynamic conduit. And its power, its very ability to sustain the world, depends entirely on a profound union. And this is where the secret really starts to open up. So to get this union, we have to talk about these cosmic principles the Zohar calls Dikar and Nukva, the male and female forces. And it is absolutely critical to understand this has nothing to do with physical gender, not at all. These are fundamental archetypes of energy. The male principle is the bestower, the outflow, the divine current of pure potential. Think of the sun projecting light. The female principle is the receiver, the vessel, the structure that allows all that potential to become real, to manifest, like the moon receiving and reflecting the sun's light, or a screen catching the image from a projector. One gives, the other receives, and boom, reality is born right there in their interaction. And the Zohar goes on to explain that perfected humanity, what it calls Adam, is the embodiment of this unification. When these two forces are in perfect harmony, that pillar, the Tzadik, is strong. It's channeling that divine flow perfectly and the world is sustained. But when they're separate, the channel weakens and creation is basically starved of its life force. So you see, this union, it's the engine that powers the whole system. Okay, so let's zoom in. We've seen the big picture, the macro principle. Now let's get into the micromechanics. How does this channeling actually work? Well, the Kabbalists didn't just leave it at that. They gave us a detailed schematic, a system of divine channels they called the Sephirot. Welcome to Cosmic Engineering 101. All right, this slide maps out the whole process in 4 steps. And don't worry about memorizing all the Hebrew names right now, just focus on the flow. First, the energy begins at the source, a river from Eden, from Chokmah and Binah. Second, that raw energy gets balanced and harmonized in the center, in Tiferet. Third, and this is the key, that perfectly balanced energy is then funneled directly into Yesod, the foundation. Yesod is the Tzadik, it's the same thing. And finally, that energy is transmitted to Malchut, the kingdom, which is what allows it to manifest right here in our physical world. And this chart illustrates those roles perfectly in modern terms. Think about it this way. Bina, the source, that's like the power plant generating all the raw energy. Tiferet is the main server, balancing the load, making sure everything is regulated. Yesod, or Tzadik, that's the core conduit, the main fiber optic cable that everything has to pass through. And finally, Malchut is the user interface. It's our world, our computer screen, where all this invisible divine energy finally becomes visible and tangible to us. You can see how every single component is absolutely essential.
So, let's put on our cosmic engineering hats for a second. In this whole system, the Tzadik is basically the main data hub for reality. And for it to work properly, it requires a constant, perfectly balanced input from those two channels we talked about, the male flow coming from above and the female reception from below. When they are perfectly synced up, the system distributes resources, life, sustenance, blessing, flawlessly across the entire network. Okay, so we've got this incredible architecture, right? This amazing spiritual circuit board. But, and this is so cool, it's not a set it and forget it system. Not even close. The Zohar teaches that this cosmic network is actively maintained, it's recharged and synchronized through a process that happens every single night while we're all asleep.
Yeah, the Zohar paints this just breathtaking picture. It says that every night the souls of the righteous ascend. They travel like these little sparks of golden light against the black velvet of the sky, all moving in this rhythmic harmony up towards the spiritual Garden of Eden. And there they connect with the divine source and they draw down new light, new knowledge. This nightly infusion is what recharges the pillar, sustaining the whole world for the day ahead. In our tech analogy, this is the vital nightly data synchronization. It's the maintenance cycle for the operating system of reality itself.
So let's do a quick recap of the core numbers in this divine system. First, it's all built upon a complete structure of 10 Sefirot. That's the full divine architecture. And this whole structure is animated by the dynamic interplay of two core forces, the male and female principles, that have to be in perfect, constant union.
And every bit of it, all 10, powered by the two, rests upon and is channeled through one single pillar, the Tzadik, the foundation of the world.
Let's try our other analogy, which might make this even clearer. Imagine you're playing a video game. The entire world level is being held up by this giant glowing central pillar. Your main quest, maintain that pillar. So you have two energy meters on your screen, a blue bestowal meter and a green reception meter. Your job is to constantly perform actions in the game that keep both of those meters perfectly balanced. If one gets too high or too low, the pillar starts to flicker and crack. If they fall completely out of sync, the pillar shatters, the world level collapses. Game over. That is the active moment-to-moment role of the Tzadik. So we've traveled through this vast cosmic architecture. We've looked at the hidden mechanics, the nightly maintenance. But the Zohar's teachings are never just theoretical. They're not just abstract ideas. The final, and maybe most important step, is to bring this immense concept right back down to earth and to understand what it means for each of us, right here, in our own lives.
The symbolism in these texts is just so rich, it even comes down to the colors. The process starts with this pure, brilliant white, the unmanifest light of the absolute source. That light then begins to flow as a river of blue, which is the color of Hesed, or loving kindness. As this energy waters the world, it produces green, the color of growth, of life, of that flourishing palm tree we started with. And all of this happens against the deep black of night, which isn't an emptiness, but a canvas. It's the perfect backdrop that allows those golden sparks of the ascending souls to even be seen, transforming the darkness into a theater of divine connection.
And that brings us to the ultimate question, doesn't it? After exploring this incredibly intricate cosmic system, we have to ask ourselves, is this just some abstract description of how the universe is put together? Or is it maybe something more? Could this ancient blueprint for sustaining all of reality also be a personal map for sustaining our own inner world?
And the answer from the Zohar is a resounding yes. The whole point is that each of us is a microcosm of the whole. These same principles apply inside of us. That perfect balance of giving and receiving, of being a channel for kindness to others while also knowing how to gracefully receive blessings, that is the key. The balance of spiritual ascent, taking time for prayer, for introspection, for connection, and worldly action, making a real positive impact on the world around us. That is what creates a flourishing life. By trying to embody this union, we become, in our own small way, a Tzadik, a foundation that helps sustain and uplift the world right around us.
Thank you so much for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We truly hope that these ancient truths can help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week.
And if you enjoy this full chapter deep dive, please, you know the drill. Like, subscribe, and share which part of this journey really touched your soul in the comments below. We love reading them. We'll see you in the next chapter.